Monti here to bring you another active isolated stretching video. Today we're working with the upper body. If you joined me before, we worked lower body. We were on the floor on a mat. Today we're in a chair. Any chair will do as long as it doesn't have wheels and preferably does not have arms. You would like to find a chair that helps your legs to be at a right angle rather than being a very high chair with your legs slanting down. So if you only have a high chair, you could find perhaps a book or a box and put your feet on there. We're just trying to get your legs to be about 90 degrees. All right, so we'll get started. We're starting with our neck stretching today. In active isolated stretching, all of our moves strengthen and stretch for each movement. So sit back comfortably in your chair. You can hold on to the edge of the chair and rotate your head to the right. Try to keep your shoulders down. Your chest is lifted so you're nice and tall, not leaning forward, and hold the stretch for about 2 seconds and then come back to the center. I suggest, if it's at all possible, you have a mirror at home, to turn your chair sideways, so when you rotate your head from front facing to turned, you can see whether your head is straight up and down or not. If your neck is very tight, you may find that your head is tilted, and without that feedback by looking in the mirror, you may continue to do it in that tilted fashion. So if you can turn your head to look in the mirror, that's very helpful. And then inhale as you come back to center. So again, we'll take our breath, inhaling while it's easy, and exhale through the turn. Inhale as you come to center, and exhale and turn. Try to keep your shoulders soft. Inhale to the center, and exhale and turn to the side. And we do about 10 repetitions. Exhale, turn. The breathing really helps you to turn and rotate, or to lengthen, I should say. Inhale as you come to center, and exhale and turn. Coming all the way back to center, let's go to the other side. So as we rotate our head, you can assist. We're going to bring our hand to our jaw and bring our other hand up behind. So it's a turning action like you're rotating a ball or turning a globe. And hold for that 2 seconds. Inhale as you come back to the center. Exhale, turn, and add the help of your hands. Inhale as you come to center. Exhale as you turn. I try to release my hands off so that I can return my head naturally, and then turn with using your own muscles, and your hands just assist at the end to improve your end range, going further than you otherwise could. So turn and assist. Last one, inhale to the center, and exhale, turn and assist. Coming all the way to center, let's do our side turn, or side bend. So we're turning or bending our head to the side, and said differently, we might think of lifting our ear to the sky. So we're creating space here on the side, sitting nice and tall with our spine, not leaning or rounding forward, and then come up on your inhalation. So as you exhale, you're reaching over to the side, and again, you can assist yourself by bringing your hand over your head and just adding a little stretch, about 2 to 3 ounces of tension, and release to come back up. And exhale and stretch. Now again, if you're looking in the mirror, you're able to see if your head is tilted or nodded. Typically, we'll move away from the tightness. So if you notice or feel this happening, just correct. Draw your nose and chin down just a little bit. You'll feel the stretch change, how it moves differently in your shoulder and through your neck. And also take care not to lean or translate your ribs from side to side to get away from the tightness. And being in front of a mirror will give you that visual feedback to let you know if you're tilting or cheating, in essence. Let's do 2 more on this side. Inhale while it's easy. Exhale and tilt. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000 is your hold. Inhale as you come up. Exhale and tilt. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. And take that on the other side. Sitting tall. Inhale. Exhale, tilt to the side. And remember, your first couple of repetitions, your muscles are just getting the idea of what we need to do, where we need to go. By about the 3rd repetition, you should be getting to more of a range and to that point about as far as you can go. So that's where adding the assistance with the hand really helps improve your end range. So we come over, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Inhale as you come up, exhale and come over. And try not to be in too much of a hurry. Sometimes if we're not concentrating on it or talking like I am, you can get a little quick. So don't be afraid to just slow down your count, move slowly and mindfully, feel the contraction on the side that's working, and add your stretch. You can use your free hand to even tap on those muscles. Neurologically, that assists you and tells you which muscles are supposed to be working. We'll just do 2 more on this side. And exhale. I'm trying to make sure that my nose and chin stay level, so I'm getting the best stretch I can down my neck, but most importantly, I'm contracting those muscles on the side of my neck to get it there. All right, so I may not have mentioned earlier, in active isolated stretching, one side contracts, the other side lengthens. So that's the theory. Sherrington's reciprocal law of inhibition says that you cannot have both sides tight at the same time. So that's why this method is so effective and helps you to strengthen. Weakness and tightness tend to go together. So if we strengthen, hopefully your neck will feel better long term. So now we'll add our angles. We're going to turn 45 degrees. Let's start over to the right, and we're nodding our chin downward toward our chest. It's almost like a tucking feeling, and we're lengthening through the back of the neck. Inhale as you come up, and exhale and tuck. Again, you can use your hand or arm to assist, reaching the hand over the crown of the head. Inhale as you come up, exhale and tuck. Try to keep your shoulders soft, so we don't want to keep that elevated. You could even bring your hand back behind and gently hold on to the chair. Inhale as you come up. Exhale and tuck and lengthen. Try to stretch through the shoulder. Inhale. And exhale and tuck. Gentle pull, holding 2 seconds. Inhale and come up. Exhale, tuck. Make sure it's a good full real 2 seconds. Inhale and come up. And last 2 like this. Again, we typically do about 10 repetitions. If you got started in a particular direction and you found it was not tight at all, maybe you'd only do 5 or 6. So as you get better at this and your neck gets more stretched out and stronger, you may find that it's more of a maintenance, and you can do the whole routine a little bit more quickly. So we'll turn to the other side. Tuck the chin, keeping that arm down and back just helps to open through the front of the chest and the arm. Inhale as you come up, and exhale and tuck. It's good to try to keep your eyes open if you can. Sometimes we forget and we're trying to concentrate, and for some people closing their eyes does help their concentration, but we want to be very aware of what we're doing here, and so keeping your eyes open will be helpful in that area. Inhale as you come up, exhale and tuck, making a conscious effort to pull the chin downward. So the work isn't all in the arm that's pulling down. We really want to try to use the muscles to do most of the work. Last 2, and tuck. And last 1, inhale, come up, exhale, 1,000, 2, 1,000. All right, so now we're getting into some additional angles. And the angles that we're using are all the ways that you move your head during the day, though you may not realize it. So we'll go back to our 45 degrees to the right. We're nodding or tipping our ear downward towards our opposite side of our chest. So it's about a 45-degree angle, and we're turning our head to the side. Again, try to make sure that you don't use your body, and it's all the work is in the neck. If you're not sure whether your body's moving, perhaps sit back on your chair and use the back of your chair to give you that feedback to let you know whether you're tilting. So we're looking 45 degrees to the side. Head tilts, your hand can be back here. And again, we can assist ourselves, elbows pointing in the direction that the top of my head is going. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you reach over. And we'll continue this work. As you rotate your head, think of the top of your head going 45 degrees, but your chin is also reaching 45 degrees behind you. So it's like a doorknob turning would be my analogy. By adding that feeling of the chin reaching out, it will intensify your stretch, make things a lot better because you've got more muscles working for you to help tip your head. It's not just the top of your head going over here. We're really involving all of those muscles. So we'll tilt our head to the side on an exhalation and gentle pull. Inhale as you come up. Exhale and tilt, gently pulling your shoulder downward in opposition. Inhale as you come up. Exhale and tilt. And just one more. Inhale as you come up. Exhale and tilt. Coming all the way up. We'll take 45 degrees on the other side. So, hand is back. We're tilting the head, assisting. Nice stretch. Inhale as you come up. You can use your hand to tap to tell your brain which muscles are supposed to be contracting. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, tilt. Keeping your shoulder back and away. Lots of small details all add up to make a big difference. Inhale as you come up. Exhale and tilt. Try and keep your eyes open. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, tilt. Really focusing on contracting this side, not thinking as much about the stretch on this side. Inhale as we come up. And exhale, tilt. Got one more for good measure. Inhale and come up. Exhale and stretch. All right. Now we'll go back to our other angle, 45 degrees. This time we're tilting the head back. So my chin is going to go 45 degrees toward the front. The top of my head goes 45 degrees to the back. And you can assist. Now because this is tight for most people, you may find your ribs drifting over. So perhaps enlist someone's help to let you know that you're moving your body, or as I mentioned earlier, sometimes just sitting back in the chair, having that feedback so you can feel yourself move is helpful. So we'll turn 45 degrees to that side, tilting your head, your hand can assist, your arm can assist. We're reaching that elbow back, that 45 degrees. My hand can be down, holding onto the chair to create space. Inhale as you come up, exhale, tilt, thinking of the chin reaching out 45 degrees here, and inhale as you come up, exhale, gentle pull. Be sure to get a good grip, meaning you want to not just use the top of your head where you're not going to get a good pull. Inhale as you come up, exhale, tilt, and should be down close to the ear, perhaps even split your fingers, two in the front of the ear, two behind the ear, and that will give you a good solid grip, so to speak. Those muscles from the neck come all the way up and attach, and we want to be effective as we assist ourselves to tilt. And we'll tilt over, holding for that 2 seconds. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Inhale and come up. Last one in this direction, gently pulling the shoulder downward, creating space. And we'll come all the way back to center. And 45 degrees to the other side. And we'll tilt. Now you may find when you go, one side is particularly tight. So be patient with yourself and just know that the first couple of repetitions, you're going to be increasing your range of motion. You don't plan to get there on the first 1 or 2. And focus. Use your tapping. That will help you to find the muscles if you're having difficulty making the motion. As you tilt over, exhale. Inhale as you come up. Exhale. If you need to, check in the mirror and make sure that your head is not angled or that your body isn't angled. Keep checking. Inhale as you come up. Exhale until this angle is perhaps the tightest on most people. Inhale as you come up. Exhale. It involves the scalenes and the muscles that come down and indirectly attach into your shoulders, so you may feel a great deal of tightness here. And tilt. And just one more here on this side. And tilt. Coming all the way up. So those are your basic movements to stretch out your neck muscles, and they do come indirectly down and affect your shoulders. So it's important to keep those areas open. Now, talking about the trunk, we'd like to do some stretching there. Sitting quite a bit can tighten your hips and just tighten those fascial tissues along through your core. I'm going to turn slightly to the side so you can see me, and we're going to bring our left foot out in front, about a 45-degree angle. If you've ever done yoga, this is almost like a seated triangle pose. The back of your hand comes against the inside of the leg, and we're going to reach for that leg. The other arm can come up. Importantly, we want to stay anchored in our chair, so we don't want to lean forward. We want to feel like we're arcing the spine. If you have limitation and can't lift your arm, your hand can come behind your head or even stay down if it has to. If we can elevate it up, that would be best. We're reaching up and over, not just over. And we plant our foot firmly on the floor so our seat stays in the seat. We're exhaling and reaching. And again, on our first repetition, you may not go all the way down. So no worries there as you reach on an exhalation. And again, try to keep your seat anchored, and so your spine is arcing rather than just leaning. Inhale as you come up, and exhale and stretch. Coming all the way up, I'm going to turn front facing. Now, if you have a block, a book, a little table, anything that might be helpful, most people would feel uncomfortable trying to reach all the way to the floor, so having something to put your hand on will make you feel safer and keep you from falling out of the chair. So we're bringing our block close by, arm comes up, and we're stretching over to the side. Your feet can be open at about 45 degrees, and we're stretching over. And again, try to avoid leaning. So we're arcing the spine by anchoring our hip down. Inhale as you come up, and exhale and reach. Now, as you start to feel the opening of the side, you may want to lower that block or book so that you can reach down a little bit further. Inhale as you come up. We always want to challenge ourselves, strive but not strain, doing our best. And let's just do one more for good measure. Feet are firmly planted on the floor, so they're not just resting there, they're pushing down into the floor in opposition. Come all the way up. Our last one on this side, we're going to reach about 45 degrees to the back. So again, you can use your block. This time you're sitting back in the chair, using that back edge of the chair to help support you and guide you, and we reach back behind us. Inhale as you come up. As you feel your flexibility increase, then just lower that block if you feel like you can reach further. Inhale as you come up, and exhale and stretch and reach. All right, let's do that on the other side. So our 3 points, we're at about 45 degrees out in the front. We don't need our block for the first one because we have our leg to help stabilize us. Your other foot plants firmly onto the floor. Really push that foot into the floor to create stability in your chair. Back of the hand reaches, and we stretch to the side. Make your modification for your arm, whatever works best for you, and we're reaching up and over. Inhale. Plant your hip into the chair by pushing down in opposition as you stretch over. Try to look towards the side wall rather than looking down. Inhale as you come up, and exhale and stretch and reach. Inhale and exhale, hopefully going a little bit further with each repetition. And last one. Inhale here, exhale, stretch and reach, and we'll come all the way up and go straight out to the side. So we've got our block, stack of books, whatever you have, pulling it at an appropriate distance for you. Arm comes up, and we'll stretch and reach. And again, being careful not to just lean. We want to arc the spine. So we feel that stretch all the way down into the hips, and reach up and over. Inhale. As you come up, as you feel yourself becoming more flexible, you can lower that target and come up, really arcing your spine to the side. Inhale and come up. Last one, and stretch and reach. As your mobility increases, you may find that you can get all the way down to the floor and you don't need the block at all. So our last one, we'll set our block up at the highest height. Use the back of the chair for some support. As you reach 45 degrees behind you, firmly plant your feet onto the floor and stretch and reach. As you feel comfortable, lower that block to a lower height and reach. This stretch will feel like it's going down into your hip. And last one in this direction. And we'll come all the way up. All right, so we'll move out of our chair to the wall behind us for a quick stretch. Using the wall is a great prop. It gives you great feedback. It doesn't move, and that's our benefit here. So we're stretching through our shoulder. Our parallel arm stretch, we're bringing the arm about shoulder height and stepping into the wall as close as you comfortably can. My palm is on the wall. And most importantly, I want to keep my chest open and lifted. I don't want to feel like I'm collapsing or turning inward to the wall. If my body turns in, I'm too close. So we want to be in as close as we can to the wall while keeping our body perpendicular to that wall. And then apply that gentle pressure. I also like to add my free hand to be externally rotated. That way my chest is open on both sides and I'm able to help to strengthen these muscles in the back and stretch and open the ones in the front. So we hold for 3 to 5 seconds and then release the pressure by turning to the wall. Exhale and rotate away from the wall. As you find that this opens up a little bit for you, you may find you can step in closer to the wall. Inhale and exhale as you turn. And try 2 more repetitions. Inhale and exhale. And our next stretch is a variation of this, calling it clock. We reach our arm up and we're going to take the different movements on the clock. I'm here at 12 o'clock and I'm moving my hand back about 6 to 7 inches. I'm reaching long, and that stretch is happening through the pectoral area, the front of my arm and upper part of my chest. And just hold. I like to externally rotate my other hand so that my shoulders and chest are open, and then walk back about 6 to 8 more inches, just finding that stretch. It's just a slightly different angle. And I walk back about 8 more inches. Now I'm in the parallel arm stretch that we just previously did. If you feel like you can step into the wall a little bit more as things open, that's fine. And then walk back about 6 to 8 more inches. Again, if you can step in a little bit further, increasing that stretch as you go around the clock, that's fine. We'll go down about 6 more inches, 6 to 8 more inches. And then your last number on the clock is all the way down. So we went from 12 o'clock through all of our imaginary numbers down to 6 o'clock. And we'll take those on the other side. So we start with our parallel arm stretch. Arm is out. It's level with the body. We're rolling our shoulder back and away. And go ahead and rotate away from the wall. Inhale as you come back. And exhale, turn away from the wall. Inhale as you come in. Try to keep your knees unlocked or soft and turn away from the wall. Good, and then taking our clock, we'll come all the way up and walking back about 6 to 8 inches. You'll find a beautiful stretch going all the way down, opening up through the front of the shoulder and the chest, and then walking back about 6 to 8 more inches. Nice stretch, turn slightly away from the wall. And just hold that stretch for 3 to 5 seconds. And coming down to our next segment, here we are in our parallel arm stretch once again. Walking down about 6 to 8 inches further. Of course, this is dependent on your arm length. If you have shorter arms, your circle will be a little bit smaller. So we step in and add that additional pressure as we step in closer to the wall. And walk down about 6 to 8 more inches. Keeping our other hand externally rotated and walking all the way down. We're back to 6 o'clock and we've got a full arm stretch through all of that muscular area. Well, thank you so much for joining me. That's what we have today. Upper body stretching, active isolated stretching, and our clock, which is a great variation. In these exercises and stretches you can do pretty much anywhere, anytime. I recommend doing them during your day if you've been sitting at a desk for a long time to improve your circulation and improve your strength. Until next time, Natalie Monti saying thank you for joining me and have a wonderful day.